Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from the Overflow room. And we're still working on Schubert, but we're in the home stretch. It's time for the last 3 Schubert videos. And we have some major series of things that I actually managed to keep together in these next 3 videos. Some of them are really, really cool. So let's see what we have. Let's see what's in here. This is mostly piano stuff. Maybe entirely piano stuff. I think it is. I see lots of piano. Oh, no, there's one lead thing. Okay, but it's all piano stuff. What do we got here? The 4 impromptus, the 8 impromptus, actually. Both sets of 4 impromptus with Radu Lupu. Did I talk about this already? I don't know. I have a lot of Lupu Schubert in the Overflow room because they boxed it up. Decca boxed it up. It was like 2 or 3 Lupu boxes. There was a concerto box and a solo box and other things. So the single discs got moved down here into the dungeon with the other Overflow material. Beautiful, exquisite performances. He was the Schubert guy for a lot of people at the time. And then we've got the Arpeggione Sonata and the Schumann Fantasia Stücke Opus 73 with Argerich and Maisky. Well, that's a classic, isn't it? It's absolutely lovely. They're both heavy-duty, passionate, panting and heaving and drooling all over the music, but not in a bad way. It's expressive, but it's not grotesque. And then we've got, Murray Pariah doing the impromptus, all 8 of them. A beautiful disc. It was very highly acclaimed when it came out, and it was done with great sensitivity and aplomb. We love the aplomb. And more of the Rudolph Circuit. No, this isn't the Circuit edition. This was the old Casa de Sous edition. There it is. You've got the 4-hand fantasy, D940, the F minor fantasy, which is one of the great things in the universe for piano 4 hands. And his Andantino Varié for 4 hands, which is charming. And then the Mozart Sonata for 2 pianos, and the Andante and Variations for 4 hands, and the Fauré Dolly Suite with Robert and Gaby Casadessus. A beautiful husband and wife duo doing lovely things. So that's definitely a keeper. That's in the big Casadessus box. Then we've got, oh boy. Okay, now this was also boxed up, but these were the single issues, the complete or almost complete or just about. One of you mentioned one sniglet was missing, but who cares? Music for Piano 4 Hands, volumes 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here they are. We can do them all as a clump. It makes life so much easier. With the duo Tal and Groothuizen, fabulous 2-hand, 4-hand piano. There are 2 people with 4 hands, and they can spread them out however they want to spread them out. They were just sensational. And this was a great set when it came out. It didn't stay in print long because Schubert's 4-hand piano music, which I made a video about, go find it. It's in the Schubert playlist. The music isn't well known aside from the March Militaire, which was orchestrated. Da 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 ba 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 da 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 da. That we hear regularly, but most of the rest of it we don't hear, and it contains just a boatload of masterpieces, fabulous music, marches, and the divertissement on French and Hungarian themes, and of course the Grand Duo, which is really a symphony that needs to be orchestrated. These are wonderful performances. I had the great pleasure of hosting Tal and Groothuizen at Midem when this series was still in the works or had just been completed, and we gave it an award. And they came and they played the Fantasy in F minor, which was one of the most beautiful things you've ever heard in your life. That was the year, actually. That was quite a concert. It was the year that we were also honoring George Crumb. So the program consisted of the Fantasy and some 4-hand piano music, and then Black Angels by Crumb. And then Crumb played Mundus Canis, A Dog's Life himself. He was the percussionist along with David Starobin. It was really a fun concert. Really interesting stuff. And of course, Crumb's Black Angels quotes Schubert's Death in the Maiden Quartet. So it all fit together. And I love it when things fit together. So yeah, this is on Sony. They boxed it up. They knocked it out. They took it out of print, disappeared. It's a shame. But there are other excellent versions, fortunately, of Schubert four-hand piano music, which I talked about in the appropriate video. Then we've got Schubert Schiller Lieder Volume 1. Oh, okay, so this goes up there with the Naxos Schubert Lieder stuff. So let me take this down. I put that there and stick this here. This is with Martin Bruns, baritone, and Ulrich Eisenlohr, who is the organizing genius behind this series. And that goes up there. And that, I think, sort of fills in the missing bits of the Naxos Schubert Lied Edition, even though I have the big box upstairs. And then we have here the Schubert Quintet with the Smetana Quartet on Testament. Beautiful performance of Smetana Quartet. They're like the Pinocchio Quartet. You just collect them because you must. The great Czech quartets are amazing. It's one of the great schools of string quartet playing, and it's just phenomenal, and it still exists. And the Brahms String Quartet number 3, which is, there are no slouches at that either. And it's beautiful. And there we go. Milos Sadlo is the cellist in the quintet. And we've got, the rest is all devoted to Richter, the legendary, the mysterious Sviatoslav Richter. So we have these Olympia recordings, which contain some of his best stuff. This is volume 5. Contains 2 of Schubert's last 3 sonatas, numbers 19 and 21. Yes, the D. These are the Eurodisc recordings, by the way. We already had a Eurodisc recording in the last video. And they've all been reissued on Eurodisc in a box, which of course has been deleted. But here they were. This was one of the Eurodiscs. And it has, like I said, the incredibly slow tempo in the first movements. And that's okay. I mean, that was his thing. They were either hypnotic or infuriating, as I pointed out at the time. Then we've got, let's see, sonatas 9, 11, and 3 of the Moment Musico. Is this all Eurodisc stuff too? No, this is live in Tokyo from 1979. Yes, so that's nice to have. And it was licensed by Международная книга, which is Russian for international books. Get it? Между means between. Народный is nations or countries, so it's international. Международная книга. Yeah. And then we've got sonatas 13 and 14, D664 and 784, and 2 impromptus. And this is also some Japanese thing. So that's nice. And it also was distributed by Международная книга. I remember meeting the Международная книга people. Boy, were they scary. These are live recordings from somewhere, but, Richter people will tell me I'm just so uninterested in those details. When I was at the Medium Convention right after the Berlin Wall fell and communism opened up and the Soviet Union collapsed, the Международная книга people showed up at the convention purportedly to make international distribution deals and to promote their wares. However, their stand, you have stands, it's a trade show. Their stand was enormous. They took out like an entire block, a city block of where stands were. They had a huge sign that said, Международная книга. And there was nothing out in their stand. There was no furniture. There was not a scrap of promotional material. There was nothing. It was completely bare and naked. But all of these stands, of course, you have rooms behind them. The doors open up. They're like wooden panels. And every so often, a wooden panel would open up and some bulky, frightening-looking apparatchik would show up and haul someone back into their lair. And God knows what they were doing or what they were discussing. But, I was there as press. I was representing at various times Classics Today and originally Fanfare magazine. And it was really like terrifying. I was like knocking on their door going like, hi, can we do an interview and talk about what you're releasing and what you're doing and all that? They were like, go away. Oh, yeah. Okay. Unbelievable. That was also the year, by the way, that the opening night party, the Russian contingent, there was an opening night party. It was always sponsored by a country. I think Mexico was the sponsor. In that case, they were serving Corona beer with, lime in it. It was very nice. And, they had this huge, it's enormous. It's this enormous tent. And the Russians were there, and they basically formed an impenetrable phalanx of people at the buffet, and nobody could get in to get any food. But it all worked out in the end because there was something wrong with the shellfish, and everyone got food poisoning who ate them. That's what you call karma. Anyway, let's see. More Schubert with Richter. This is from his Philips stuff. Recordings in Germany in 1979. Sonatas, in B natural and B thingy. No, B flat, sorry, because it's German, so it must be a B flat. Who knows? Deutsche 575, the sonata in C, D 840, and G 894. Yes, no, it's actually B natural, of course, because it's H in German. So there we have it. That was part of the Philips Richter edition. Remember that? It was all these, a bunch of these boxes all gathered up and all there. So there you have it. A lot of Schubert, and it's all keyboard and chamber music. Yeah, lots of it. Tons of it. More than you could reasonably listen to over and over. I mean, I heard it all once. And sometimes if I really liked it, like the piano music four hands, I'd listen to it kind of regularly, but okay, keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. 2 more to go.